from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Tuesday, 18th February 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi, and this is the day that the Lord has made. Of course, we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, and my name is Akinlabi Holder, and I am feeling refreshed and ready to go. I know I missed out yesterday, but I am back for today.
All right, Akinlabi, of course, we did miss you yesterday, and I know it's because you was doing something very exciting.
Of course, I was down in Trinidad, covering the steel pan on Sunday. It was an exciting day of steel pan. It was excellent. A lot of the bands came out and they really give it their all, and the competition was really tight.
Right, and of course, you know the atmosphere when you get into the pan, you know, is everybody just hype and, you know, you're going to the grooves. Some persons don't generally like pan, but when you get into that kind of atmosphere, you just forget about that and you just get into the culture, the vibes, everybody bringing their pussy. Sometimes you might go to cheer your pussy and another pan band song sweet and you get hooked into it, you know.
Of course.
So, you know, I mean, I know you enjoy the pan, so I'm happy that you had that experience because I know you're a pan man. You're talking about pan since you joined this team. You've been talking about pan, so I know that you had a good time down there. You want to talk about the results, or are you leaving that for Biana in the news?
I'll leave that for Biana.
I feel so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're so happy that you're joining us this morning. Wherever you're joining us from today, we do hope that you can stay with us throughout the entire programming. We have a lovely show lined up for you. But before we get into all of that, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. A Tobago man convicted in 2023 of raping and buggering his daughter will face a retrial after the appeal court ruled the trial judge erred. Justice Gillian Lucky Malcolm Hidlop and Eleanor Donaldson Honeywell sat aside his conviction and sentence, granting him a $100,000 bail and prohibiting contact with the victim. The 63-year-old was convicted in a judge-only trial of rape, buggery, and assault, receiving concurrent sentences. The offenses occurred in 2016. The court ruled a retrial was fair. Lawyers Walters and Lawson represented him, while Jagdal represented the state. Up next, 15 young Calypsonians will compete in the National Junior Calypso Monarch Finals on February 24th at the Grandstand, Queen's Park, Savannah. They will challenge reigning monarch Nataki Thompson for the title. Among the finalists, 4 competitors from Tobago, Dishe Saul, KL Alfred, and Kokis Davidson from Bishop's High School, while Naya Arnold from Signal Hill Government Primary School. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, for our news there in 90 seconds. You almost caught me off guard there. I was expecting to hear a little bit more in the news this morning. I mean, Akinlabi and I were talking about pan, so we were hoping to hear a little bit of the pan results coming out there. But that's all right. Akinlabi.
Yes.
You know the results of the pan? How Tobago fared out? I mean, I know, you know, we have high expectations, but how did we fare out?
So we had a number of pan sides go down for the medium and large band. We had the medium band, we had 3 sides. We had Steel Explosion, we had Cats and Jammers, and we also had Dixieland. And Dixieland and Cats and Jammers made it into the finals. And in the large band category, we had Buccaneers, and we had Redemption Songsetters, and Redemption Songsetters were the ones that made it into the finals.
Well, at least, you know, of course, we have representation there, so we're happy with that. We continue to support our bands, and we continue to represent Tobago on wherever we go. And so we just want to continue to give the support they're heading into the finals, which is taking place this weekend, right or wrong?
So the medium band finals will be taking place on the 23rd, which will be next Sunday coming. That's right here in Tobago. So for everybody in Tobago who is interested in the steel band, get your tickets and come out on Sunday evening. And I know that Cats and Jammers is going for the hat-trick for the 3rd straight victory. And right now they're well in the lead. So it looks like they could be getting a hat-trick. So get your tickets and come out there and witness history being made. Because next year they're going up into the large band category.
Large band category. I heard that. Akinlabi, I know that you will be front and central for that. Abiana, where would you be?
Not sure as yet, but I hope that we can make it to the semi-finals.
I will be part of the living room audience. I will be there in my living room cheering you guys on, cheering on the Tobago bands. I mean, all the bands. Pan is a really, really beautiful instrument. The pan has, of course, been elevated. The status of the pan has been elevated, so we continue to celebrate the pan, but of course we got to celebrate our Tobago guys, and we know that they are going to do quite well there on the weekend, so all and sundry come out and celebrate the thing. I mean, this week has so many activities. We also have inter-department taking place this week as well. We're going to talk about that some other time on the program as well.
Yes.
So whatever you guys are doing, whatever events you're attending, whatever activities you're participating in, be good. And if you can't be good, then be safe. All right. Thank you, Biana, so much for joining us on set this morning and bringing our news there in 90 seconds. We do hope that you have a wonderful day and that you remain consistent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout outs. And first up this morning and celebrating a birthday, we have Onika Solomon. Onika Solomon is celebrating a birthday today, and we say happy birthday to you. Continue smiling. I like that smile. That smile looks so, it's kind of coy, but it's kind of confident, and I like it. So happy birthday to you, Onika. So continue smiling there. Our next...
We also want to say happy birthday to Merville Wallace. Happy birthday, Merville. We see you looking, very mellow. You look like a chill kind of guy. We hope that you have a chill day, but with family and friends and all God's richest blessings to you on your special day.
And finally, celebrating a birthday is Wishdan Brown. Wishdan Brown is also celebrating a birthday today. And we say happy birthday to you, Wishdan. We pray God's blessings upon your life. Continue smiling, continue shining, and continue being the beautiful young lady that you are and that you are continuing to become. So happy birthday to you as well. And of course, to all of our birthday celebrants, even if we don't have your photo, we celebrate with you. Even if you are celebrating an anniversary, you just got married, promotion, whatever you are celebrating this morning, we join in the celebration with you and remind you to put God first, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. So remember to put Him first. Who are we having conversations with this morning in studio? Well, Akinlabi, do you want to tell our viewers?
No problem. This morning we're going to have on Director of the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, Mr. Alan Stewart, and he will be speaking with us about the importance of navigation equipment. And then on the lighter side of things, we have Miss Karina Roberts, who's the Student Life Coordinator at the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Institute, and Miss Khadija Prince, Student Council President at the THTI, and they will be coming in to speak to us about the Aerobics, burnout, and the Seasons Cafe.
Yes, very, very interesting conversations. Aerobics is a thing people kind of get into leading up to Carnival. Like Kinlabi, you see all types of fitness things happening there. Everybody getting in the gym, they're getting on the road. They're doing something because it's Carnival and you had to be fit for the road, right?
That'll look as good as possible.
That's right. That's right. So, we look forward to those conversations coming forth this morning. So whether you're viewing right here in Tobago, in Trinidad, the Caribbean region, the United States of America, Canada, England, all of Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, wherever you are on the planet, we say thank you so much for choosing us and making us your number one choice for morning show here in Tobago. Whether you are on our Facebook live stream, on our YouTube channel, on AMPLIA 102 or on Flow 121 or 130, we welcome you. We welcome you this morning and we invite you right now to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back, but up next we have Director Alan Stewart in studio with us.
Greetings everyone, I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Miss Women Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Miss Women Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Kalia Zenu. I stand before you as Miss Jada Covington.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Kershal Pierre. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam, I am Shanicia Walker. Hi everyone, I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry.
It is an pleasant day to all.
I am
Kairis Imari Manswell. Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singway Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 GB fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49SWIFT 4979 438.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations in studio this morning. But before we get into that, there is the photo of the day. As you are aware, we bring you beautiful photos that are captured around the island of Tobago. So our photo of the day will be airing. They should have it on the screen now. Yes, that beautiful photo this morning. And it was brought in by Zavi Roberts. Zavi Roberts, can you guess where this photo was taken? By the time we end this interview, we're hoping that you can tell us in our comments this morning. And if you don't, when we come back from the break, of course, we'll let you know where this photo was taken. So we begin conversations this morning, and we start off by speaking with Mr. Alan Stewart, no stranger to Tobago Updates Television. In fact, the morning show. He's the director of TEMA, and this morning we're going to be talking about the importance of having a navigation system. If you are aware, we recently had reports of 2 of our fishermen going missing on sea, and we were told that there was no kind of contact with them. So we're going to have that conversation this morning. Good morning, Mr. Stewart, and welcome.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your co-hosts. Good morning, all of Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world who is listening. I think this is a very important conversation.
I believe it is as well, especially, the situation that we found ourselves in last week, where we saw 2 of our fishermen, and it can happen at any point in time. And it is very important if you're going out, especially so far, how do we maintain contact should something, as unfortunate as what happened last week happen? How do we maintain contact? So I want to go into the conversation, especially being the experts in the field that you are, and knowing the importance, the significance, and the benefits, of course, of ensuring that you have navigation for rescue and for other reasons. So let's go into that conversation this morning.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased to do so. Our responsibility at the Tobago Emergency Management Agency is our mandate speaks to comprehensive disaster management. And in so doing, you look at all type of risks. There are some people that refer to us as the hurricane people, but it's more than just that. Where in the intelligence of our remit speaks to comprehensive disaster management. Now, the subject at hand has to do with safety at sea. And you mentioned the importance of navigation and instruments or equipment. But from where we sit, when you do the gap analysis fairly, you recognize that the problem is deeper. Because I recall the fishing industry in Tobago has always been something that has been very close to TEMA, in the sense that we have shared response. We have been very intimate with the fisher folks in many instances, as far from way up the roads right up to Charlottesville. Sometimes we commit radios. I remember in 2009, we would have donated or make provisions of what is called marine repeater in 63. When we did some studies, we recognized that when you go further north of Tobago, it is difficult for the fisher folks when they are out at sea to communicate back to the repeater at French Fort or to North Post Radio. And therefore, that speaks volume in terms of the ability. So the asset was made available. But the problem persists. And as you dig deeper, you recognize that there are underlying issues that must be addressed as we go forward. Now, one will know that the Trinidad and Tobago safety at sea includes regulations by the fishing industries, and that falls under the Ministry of Works and Transportation. And to be specific, we are speaking about the Maritime Division. Now, when you look at the Fisheries Act, it goes back to, there's one speaking to 1987. And then when you go further, you recognize that when you look at the Fishing Act especially, it speaks to one of 1916. When you examine it closely, you realize that there are some missing areas that we must bring into the conversation. One, you look at the cadre of fisher folks. 95% of the fishing vessels in Tobago can be categorized as what you call artisanal fishing vessels, which means they do not exceed 60 feet. And they sometimes use horsepower engines somewhere around between 60 to 80 horsepower. Now, what does that mean? It means, therefore, that when you look at the IMO, which is the International Maritime Organization, that body, I remember, if my memory serves me correct, around 2012, thereabout, they would have reached somewhere in a convention in, I think it was in South Africa, where they came up with, there are different conventions but with the IMO, but also what you call SOLAS, safety of our lives at sea. I think that's the meaning of the acronym. And therefore, what you recognize is that it did not, even while the Trinidad and Tobago government is a signatory to all of these conventions, when you look at that category, it hardly make reference to it in any way. And therefore, there is where we have to take this conversation. The Tobago House of Assembly, the ministry with the responsibility, and stakeholders like ourselves who have a key interest. I myself dedicate myself to those conversations which we have started some time ago with the ministry of, with that particular division responsible for maritime activities. They have been very cooperative. But I must say there is a problem in the space where you look at the alacrity is missing in all of this. And therefore there's a need for an approach of urgency and eagerness to fix the fisher folks in Tobago. It's no longer a situation where it's not for lack of knowledge. So you are asking me about navigation and devices, and we'll speak to that. But it's not a question of ignorance where those things are concerned. It requires, you know, I remember, I think it was 1998 or somewhere about there, when it became a law for us to use seatbelts or something like that. I could be a bit off with it with the time. And it's compulsory. You don't wear a seatbelt, you're coming on the road, you reach one of them fellas on the bike, they point to the side, and they organize you right, you know. And this is what is needed. It needed laws, so laws need to be fixed to allow, and laws need to be enforced. And therefore, we cannot just leave it up to the fisher folks to make those choices as regards to their safety at sea. It must be ingrained in the regulations and also the law, and the law must be policed. When you look at what is happening in the space, we have further problems. We have problems in managing our spaces. Crime is rampant. We have seen guns showing up on our islands. Crime is happening rampantly, and one will easy to deduce out of that our borders are not properly manned. Who do you blame? We have a situation where we are seeing a meltdown in terms of capacity. So capacity building is something that is stagnated, and therefore apart from that, you're seeing a meltdown where what we have is not properly sustained. So therefore, you may hear about, you go back 4 or 5 years ago, you may hear about a fishing vessel assets being made available to Tobago. And then when you look for it, it's not there. It's not there. So the response mechanism is not where it ought to be. We all are faced with that problem at TIMA, whereby you acquire very early in our operation, acquire sea assets, but to maintain them going forward or to have the replacement, it's very difficult. We are going through very challenging time. So it makes, therefore, that when you look at disaster risk and I speak a lot about the what we consider to be the Pentagon of Emergency Management, those 5 principles. I think myself and you discussed that some time ago.
Yes.
And one of the things is that where you cannot prevent, you mitigate, and there is where laws comes in. Where you cannot prevent something, you mitigate. But one of the things in terms of its prevention, as you rightly said, there is a need for these artisanal fisher folks to be have the necessary equipment, such as the PPEs that are necessary. Also, you need navigation and warning systems. For example, AIS, automatic stations that will allow you through satellite imagery to be able to see where you are. These are corporations that best practices around the world. So you have fishermen they have a somewhat attitude. If I remember coming across a number of cases where lost at sea, guys who lost their life. I remember one in Charlottesville. He said, anytime I get lost in sea, I have no problem in finding my body, you know. And he tied himself to his schooner, and we found his body, rightly said. But that is not necessary. We live in a modern times. We live in times where there are enough resources that this ought not to happen in our spaces, and therefore I think it is high time that we, apart from the legislation, fisher folks have a responsibility as well to think about the trauma that they put their loved ones through. This was mere days before the last incident, mere days before Valentine's Day. And, you know, I heard Sandra say her greatest catch was to see her husband. I remember the media on my case about recovery and all kind of things. I said, no, it's like heresy. You go and preach that kind of doctrine now about how you're going into a recovery stage. It's not applicable. And therefore, we all this, there's personal responsibility. And when you look at the investment in safety, it is very rewarding for the fisher folks to organize themselves properly, to ensure that they can get home to their loved ones and they can communicate when there is a problem. The infrastructure is there, as I said, for communications. The need for VHF radios. I remember some years ago we would have helped them through, is it NOAA? I think that's the name of the organization. Can't remember the name of the acronym right now, how it spells out, but you know it as NOAA, Oceanic something, National Oceanic Administrative something. But we would have worked with them to ensure that fishermen get flares and things like that out at sea, register their vessel, that if they are in distress, you set it off. And internationally, globally, they will know where they are. Also, they will send back to our office and say, listen, so-and-so is at so-and-so degrees, latitude, longitude, and things like that. But it requires driving that process by law.
And you know, Mr. Stewart, you gave us a lot of information there, but something I want to pick up on is when you mentioned the need for personal responsibility. Because while we're having all these conversations and discussions and you're making the resources available, and I remember speaking with the Secretary of Food Security, Assemblyman Natisha Charles Pantin, and she was talking about wanting to change out the fact that fishermen use pirogue to go out and creating a vessel, you know, of course, improving the standard of the vessel they go out with, ensuring they have the necessary resources they need, which would also include, which also includes same navigation. You're talking about the fact that there's they can be contacted no matter how far they go, depending on, you know, and these are the things that we need to kind of invest in. And I posed the question to her, what if I have a pirogue and I want to go out on my pirogue? And her response was, yeah, but we have to upgrade our standard. We have to have the same personal responsibility. We have to also want to have better. So how do we implement situations where once these resources are made available and they're able to be managed, that we get the fishermen to comply? Is it that we're going to implement policies and they have to comply to them, they have to sign, as you mentioned just a while ago, register that they are fishermen and they are going to sea? What if there's somebody from a village who, I have a pirogue and I want to go out on my pirogue, then what is the position where that is concerned?
Yeah, well, the IMO caters for that. We agree in principle, there are global standard sets, there's a taxonomy in terms of the different types of vessels or what you may call boats, to be very common. And you have these categories, but all have there are regulation, there are best practices, there are conventions that allow for how you treat with them. So I would have rightly pointed out that 95% of the boats in Tobago find themselves in the category where they are identified as a particular type because of their size, their engines. And throughout the world, if you do the studies, you'll recognize that a greater percentage of what is earned through fishing is throughout the islands around the world, you will recognize, countries as well, you will recognize that they are that size of vessels. So it's not to say that they need to be outdone, but what is needed is that clearly I could identify what the secretary is saying as well, that you need to upgrade the standards in terms of moving to a greater level where you have boats that are have more rigidity, can stay longer out at sea, can do more, the use of different type of energy use. You know, I'm pro for getting off of hydrocarbons. I was going to say diesel. So I paused here a little bit. But the reality is that you have the length of time that you could see at sea. Larger boats have the necessaries, and they come built with that. And I think the investment is worthwhile. Also, but going back to that class of vessel, it is important that they themselves equip, and we allow them to equip themselves, and we enforce it in a particular manner so that they are properly regulated. So one, there is a need for a gap analysis. We look at what exists, what needs to be done. We look at our laws. And this speaks to the very autonomy of Tobago. You know, Tobago needs that to be autonomous to the extent where we can take care of ourselves in a particular manner and build resiliency on the island, build the capacity going forward where we can respond effectively, because things are going to happen. So there is a need for training. There's a need for captains to have their license checked. There's a need for boat owners. There are a lot of people that invest in, just as what happened when on the roadway, where you have guys have a few bucks, they buy some cars and they call a guy who seems to be unemployed and say, operate that, you know, and just bring a certain amount of. The same thing is happening at the sea.
So, let me just ask, Mr. Stewart, let me just ask one final question. We spoke about the institutional challenges that we have in terms of implementing standards and the legal challenges we have in. But there's something that can be done on the fisherman level. In your conversations with the fishing community, what is the resistance? What is the reason for the resistance in implementing health and safety best practices as much as they can to protect themselves while at sea?
One, you have people cutting costs. You know, there's this Viking mentality where a guy feel that I get walk with a helmet, a pack of cricks, a bottle of water, and that's it. Good. And so you have that going up against. You also have, I want to remain friends with the fisher folks, but they need to, you know, sometimes you have to take a bitter pill. What is happening is that you have people just don't want to be, their fishing ground, they guard like a secret. So if you are seeing them at sea, you know exactly where they are going. So you have people, and I see it happen with large vessels as well, where they turn off the AIS. So they don't want to be seen, you know, as they go dark. For example, Operation Gulfstream is a prime example. The vessel that was towing it. There were periods of time where that vessel actually went dark, and they did that for a particular reason, you know, so one will wonder why. So there is no secret that there are illegal activities happening at sea as well. So you have that level, and with all those, that level of conundrum, it is very, the only way to stem that and to weave your way properly through that from an area of governance is by law. You have to be able to have proper regulations, and because you're going up against those ills, you're going up against those things that persons will choose to do for whatever reasons they may be going to sea for. Not everybody is going to for fishing purposes, and therefore with that, in that soup of you have to be able to get your nutrients out of it, what you really want out of it. And this is where I feel as a small island, we are able to govern ourselves in a particular way to have a particular, and I always boast about that, you know, Tobago is just 300 square kilometers, and therefore it's a manageable space. And with the right resources, the right attitude, the ability to embrace our challenges, these are problems that in a twinkling of an eye, we can overcome. There are bodies out there, once you talk in their language, they will assist.
Yeah.
So funding is not actually the major problem. It may be locally, but there's a pool of money that is available internationally for through organizations such as UNDP. They are willing, they are programs, but some of these programs, it can't be just a project. It has to be a way of life where you really build in the greatest little island
on the planet.
Mr.
Stewart, I feel as if there has to be a massive public education rollout with our fishermen and all the other stakeholders to see the importance, the significance of, all that you've spoken about, because you've given us a lot of information. And I feel as if sometimes we take things for granted until it really actually happens, like as in the case that happened just last week. And so I'm hoping that we could continue this conversation and bring awareness in all the public spaces, not just for the fishermen, not just for the stakeholders, but the larger Tobago, the entire population of Tobago, so that we could get the information and understand the importance. So if I know somebody who is going to see, I could say, hey, make sure you're a part of this organization, ensure you have what it takes, ensure somebody knows what's happening when you're concerned. Don't go out in secret and don't go dark when you're on the outside, because it just makes heavier demand on the resources that we already have that are kind of not sufficient for everybody, so let's not overload the system. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had the pleasure this morning of speaking with Mr. Alan Stewart, Director of TEMA, of course, speaking about the importance of navigation systems, speaking about policies, speaking about international relations, where, going out to sea, managing marine spaces and all like that here on the island of Tobago. Of course, this conversation is important to me, to you, and to all of us who are around the Tobago space as well. And we're so happy that we had that conversation. But we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio. Did you guess the photo of the day? Did you guess what the photo of the day was taken from? Sent in by Zavi Roberts. The photo of the day was taken at the Cocoa Reef area down there in Crown Point, the Cocoa Reef Hotel. Yes, you might know where that area is. Beautiful, beautiful photo. And we say thank you, Zavi Roberts. But right now we have up next we have Mr. Didan Daniel, and he is the chairman of the Tobago Reforestation and we're talking about the Main Ridge Fitness Challenge. He's up next and in studio and ready to have conversations with you. But before we get into all of that, we have to go for a short break. And as we go, we invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Get ready, Tobago! The Tobago Standards Showroom Warehouse Sale. It's on February 21st and 22nd only. From 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. we are slashing prices on everything. That's right, up to 75% off. Furniture, appliances, electronics, you name it. It's on sale. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Tobago Standards. Nobody beats us on price. See you there.
Greetings everyone, I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Mituma Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Mituma Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Kalia Denum. I stand before you as Miss Jada Covington.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Kershal Pierre. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam, I am Shanicia Walker. Hi everyone, I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry.
It is an pleasant day to all.
I am
Kairis Imari Manswell. Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singway Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. And in studio right now we have Mr. Dedan Daniel, who is the chairman of the Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program within the Tobago House of Assembly. Good morning, Mr. Daniel.
Good morning, Mr. Holder. How are you today?
I'm quite fine. And you're in here to speak with us today about the Main Ridge Fitness Challenge.
Yes,
so just tell us about the Fitness Challenge.
Okay, so we at the Tobago Reforestation, for short, we decided this year to host the Main Ridge Fitness Challenge. We held it the previous, before the last, so to speak. And we thought it important to do it again this time, more so to celebrate the 249th anniversary of the Main Ridge that we have here in Tobago being declared a protected area. In fact, it is the oldest legally protected area in the world. And we thought that is necessary to commemorate it by hosting again the Tobago Main Ridge Fitness Challenge.
And when would the Fitness Challenge be taking place?
On the 31st of March, that is next month. It coincides with Eid al-Fitr and the Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day.
Okay, and is it a free challenge? Do persons have to pay to enter? Give us some details on how people can enter, where do they have to apply and that kind of thing.
Okay, so the event is not free. Nothing in life is free. So what you do, registration is currently going on. You can register at islandevents.com. You could come at or go to our office at Botanic Gardens, that is opposite the Fire Service Credit Union. You could go to Tags in Milshave. And also on Fridays, you could host us. You could also go at the Roxburgh Administrative Center. Right. And in Scarborough as well, you could go to Biashara Merch Store on the Scarborough Esplanade. Registration currently is early bird special going on at $150 in all the categories. That is 5K, 15K for both runners as well as cyclists.
Okay, and I see you have here some very healthy prizes for the 5K and the 15K challenges.
Yes, indeed. So we have a whole suite of prizes, up to $5,000 for the first place winner. So they could come and compete. We're calling out all the fitness groups, the gyms. We're calling out community groups. We're calling out all and sundry who want to take part in this challenge. It will be a very fun day. We'll be starting at the Sid Gray Complex in Roxborough and we'll end in Bloody Bay. One of the most picturesque, most beautiful sights you could ever behold to do a fitness challenge. You could experience the microclimate, the ambience of the area. It will be totally a wholesome experience.
Okay, that sounds excellent. Now, I know a lot of persons don't, may have heard about the Tobago reforestation program.
Yeah.
But not many persons will be very aware of the work that you do. So if you could just speak a bit on what the program is about, what the organization is about,
okay,
and the work that you do.
Okay, well, there's one slight thing though. I'm certain a lot of people know about what Tobago reforestation does, but let me just give you some background information. We are a non-profit company that was incorporated in 2016 by the Tobago House of Assembly, given the specific mandate to implement what the Tobago leg of the reforestation program. As you know, the reforestation program is a national program to Trinidad and Tobago. And the Tobago House of Assembly incorporated a company to do that. So among the things that we do, as the name suggests, we're into the reforestation, we're into watershed rehabilitation. So what we do essentially, we have 3 cadres currently operating in Tobago. We have we employ about 115 persons, majority of them being women. We thought that was important to satisfy the requirements and to reach the Millennium Sustainable Development Goal, particularly number 3, as it relates to employment and empowerment of women. So we have about 115 workers in 3 different parts of Tobago, in some Speyside, in Argyle, and also in Glamorgan. And among one of the things they do is like beautify trails, maintain trails, do reforestation in denuded areas and that kind of stuff. That is one part of it. We also do small watershed rehabilitation program, which would be like drainage projects. So we do things like, we have some drainage projects in Bacalet currently ongoing. We also involve in reforestation in a way. One of the things that is notable about what we do is that we have, over the past couple of years, created a link between recreation and reforestation by hosting what you call a hike and plant event, where over the years we have been able to plant thousands of trees, nearly 5,000 trees to date, right? By having persons come from different organizations from different parts of the country to descend on an area and just plant trees. It was quite a notable event, and so on. And we also well noted for the work that we do at the Botanic Gardens with the Christmas Glitz events, where we bring out people and communities, help to cement family bonds, community bonds, and create an opportunity for people through our social enterprise initiatives like vending and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so persons within the space in Tobago may say that Tobago is a very, very green space.
Yeah, man.
So that they might be wondering why the need for reforestation? What are the factors that led for the need towards reforestation in Tobago?
Well, although we are very pristine and green in most of our places, we have, through indiscriminate actions by man and environmental factors, have denuded areas. And people would cut them down indiscriminately, illegal logging, that kind of stuff, and natural degradation of land spaces. So in those areas, we seek to do some restoration works through the planting efforts. And also, one of the key things that we are big on is to enjoy our green spaces. And that's the reason for the Main Ridge Challenge as well, that we have beautiful spaces. And it's quite interesting that a lot of persons, who are not citizens of the country, come here and enjoy our spaces.
Yes.
And there are thousands of Tobagonians who perhaps never been to the Main Ridge. I was surprised in a conversation yesterday that Mr. Bala, Morning Shane, and there are schools in the outlying area of our Main Ridge, and students have never been to the Main Ridge. It's crazy, right?
Yes.
So we need to create a greater appreciation for the green spaces that we do have, and we want to bring people out to enjoy them, which aligns with one of the vision of Tobago reforestation, which is our forests must heal, they must feed, and they must protect. And so almost everything we do springs from that vision.
Okay, thank you very much. Just before we go, just send in one last plug to the members of the public for your challenge.
All and sundry. Whether you are a child, whether or not you are senior citizens, you could go at events, you could go to the different registration centers at Millshove, at Biashara, on Esplanade, at our office, opposite Fire Service Credit Union, and register for the Tobago for Main Ridge Fitness Challenge. There are some exciting prizes. It's going to be a really good event. It's going to incorporate the community, and you get an opportunity to build up your fitness level. So all persons from community groups, gyms, schools, whatever, please come out and register for the challenge, and it promises to be exciting. It's going to be time well spent on the 31st of March.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. That was Mr. Dedan Daniel, Chairman of the Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program, speaking about the Main Ridge Forest Fitness Challenge. So we're going to go for a break, but before we go for a break, we have coming up next Karina Roberts, Student and Life Coordinator at THTI, and Khadija Prince, Student Council President at THTI, and they will be coming up to speak about the Aerobics burnout and the Seasons Cafe. So right now we go for a break. We'll do as usual as we ask, share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off.
Get ready.
Greetings, everyone. I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Miss Women Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Miss Women Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Kalia Denung. I stand before you as Miss Jada Covington.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Kershal Pierre. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam, I am Shanicia Walker. Hi everyone, I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry.
It is an pleasant day to all.
I am
Caris Imari Manswell. Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singray Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. We're just about 7:57 a.m. So of course, if you're getting to work for 8 a.m. and you're not yet there, you are very, very late. But if you are still on our nation's roads, you want to drive safely to ensure you get to work in one piece. All right, before we continue conversations in studio, guess where this photo was taken? This is the photo of Tobago back in the day. Back in the day photo this morning. Can you figure out where this photo was taken and what this building is? Of course, we will reveal it to you at the end of the show this morning. But in the meantime, you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube channel, and we'll let you know what the photo is about. All right, as we continue conversations this morning in studio, we speak with Miss Karina Roberts, Student Life Coordinator, and Khadijah Prince, Student Council President of the THDI. And this morning, the topic is aerobics, burnout, and Seasons Cafe. Good morning, ladies, and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you guys here this morning, and the bright smiles this morning. Welcome to the morning show. And let's get straight into the conversation. You know, each time I speak with a representative from THDI, we always get a lot of information in terms of what you guys are doing, what's happening there. And so we're talking about 2 specific topics this morning. And I'm sure this aerobics burnout has something to do with the season we're in, which is Carnival, right? Yes. Always plugging something in there when there's an opportunity to so, rightfully so. So let's get straight into it.
Well, the aerobics burnout is an effort to build relationships with the community, something for the students to do and stay active. So it's happening this Sunday, the 23rd of February at 4 p.m. at the THDI car park.
All right, and is it targeting just students of THDI, or is it open for anyone?
It's open for everyone. Registrations for adults is $30, and those below 18 is $20.
Right, and of course, when there's an aerobics burnout, there must be something to be won, because yes. I'm saying, you know, there must be something. So can we talk about the prizes? Can we talk, but before we get into that, can we talk about the type of age groups you're looking at? Because you mentioned persons under 18. So do you have a minimum and a maximum age group, or is it open generally?
Okay, so it's open to the general public from ages, let's say 5 to 18 years and over. Right? We also have a 13 to 17-year-old bracket, also 18 years plus.
Right. Okay. So it's kind of open to as many persons as possible, right? Yes. All right. So I'm happy to hear that. So now you're coming up to THDI. It's at the compound.
Yes, it's at the car park.
Right.
On campus.
All right. And so tell us about some of your instructors, because I know Tobago has a lot of, you know, hyper, really kind of cool aerobics instructors. Who are some of the people that we could look forward to being there?
Okay, so we have Mr. Bert Melville from Mellow Fitness Center in Montgomery. He and his team will be carrying out this aerobic session.
Right, so it will be hyper, and nice. Right, so let's talk now about the duration. What kind of duration you're looking at in terms of, or is it until the last person standing? What is the idea or the concept behind how it's going to be rolled out?
Well, yes, we are looking at that from that point of view. We have prizes for the first, second, and third spot.
Right, okay, and talk as we introduce prizes in the conversation. What are the prizes?
Well, we can't let the cat out of the bag, but we do have some really good prizes. We have hampers. Also, we have some consolation prizes for the children as well. We are not leaving them out.
All right. And in terms of the feedback and the response so far, what has it been like?
It has been positive so far. It's just that we are just promoting it to the wider public to have them be aware of what is happening and to encourage them to come and participate, and just have fun on the day.
That's right. And, we welcome the opportunity, of course, for anything fitness related because, we kind of had to start looking at, ensuring we take care of ourselves and, and changing gears a bit now, staying in the fitness area and the health area. We're going to be talking about food because I hear you're all opening a cafe. So let's talk about the cafe now.
Well, the cafe we just recently rebranded, and we are offering different menus, right? Well, based on the feedback from our students and stuff, we are offering the menu based around what the students would have wanted.
All right. So is it the students who will be managing the cafe?
Well, it will be both students, and we also have the cafeteria staff.
All right. And is it, you're saying that you're rebranding it? Is it that the cafe was there before? Was it non-functional? What's the purpose for the rebranding?
It was there all the time, but it's just that we just decided to just upgrade a bit and restructure it.
All right. And the ideas for it came from the students, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So there will be student involvement.
Yes.
Why do you think it's important to have student involvement in the rebranding and also the operation of the cafe?
Well, for me, as student council president, it gives us the experience in real world culinary life, right? And it will give them an opportunity to, I guess, test the recipes, test the skills, communicate more with the public, plan the menus, understand costing. So I think this is important for the students to be involved.
And, I totally agree with you in terms of having a hands-on approach for real-life situations. So when they graduate, when they come out of THDI and they enter into their own businesses, they kind of have a handle on things.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not just the classroom that you all do. You have to get the practical part of it. So, it's a welcomed idea. And Seasons Cafe, a local love affair. I like it. And, I would like to know the concept behind it and how they came up with that name, if you have information on that for us.
Well, it was like a competition for students to come up with the name. Unfortunately, clearly I did not win. So they chose the Seasons Cafe.
Right. And is it that it's going to be would the meals be centered around different seasons in Trinidad and Tobago? Is it around seasons around the world? What do you think the concept is? Or you haven't had that deep conversation yet?
No, I haven't had that deep conversation yet. But as far as I know, because they did the Valentine's menu, I think that was the first day that they had open.
Actually.
So yeah.
Right, so it's that kind of season, like the holiday season, the festive season, whatever is happening in Tobago at that point in time. I really, really like the idea and the concept, and I'd love to see how the cafe would evolve in terms of catering to each season as they come up. So you all have to come back and talk about how things are going as the seasons change. Carnival is coming. I don't know, you all might have a Callaloo menu, a Carnival menu. I don't know, but of course, I wish you all the very best, both with the Aerobics Burnout and as the cafe has been relaunched and rebranded, that things will go smoothly. Your students will be able to participate and of course grow as they get heavily involved in the things that are hospitality centered and focused. In closing, is there any other thing you'd like to share with our viewers?
So just a reminder that the Aerobics Burnout is this Sunday, the 23rd. We start at 4 p.m. at the THI car park.
Also, there will be shuttle service available for those who will need transportation from the garden side car park.
Is the shuttle service free or do they have to
It's
pay?
free. It's free.
And that's the thing about THCI. I remember I interviewed another one of your colleagues for another event, and the shuttle service was free, guys. It's absolutely free, so you could pick them up at Gardenside Car Park. What time would the shuttle service be leaving Scarborough?
Anytime between the hours of 2:30 and 3:30.
Right,
Two pickups.
Right, so you can make your way there if you want to be a part of the aerobics burnout. Prizes to be won. I mean, they couldn't let the cat out of the bag, but you must know that there must be something good. And even if you don't win, it's an afternoon of, socialization. You could get to meet somebody new or see somebody you haven't seen in a while. Just some fun and get a little sweat in there, burn some calories as you prepare for on the road. Because I know some of you are going on the road for Carnival 2025, so you want to get your, get your levels up a little bit there, so be a part of what is taking place there at THDI. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we end today, we have to reveal to you the photo of back in the day in Tobago. And I see on our Facebook comments, we are seeing somebody say it's the old Assembly Chambers on Jerningham Street, Scarborough, Tobago. But I can tell you that is not it. That is not the photo at all. In fact, that is the old Bishop's High School when they were at Fairfield Complex. Yep, you remember when Bishop's was there? And guess what? The staircase is still there. If you go to the complex now, you will see the staircase on the left side facing the complex there. So that's the Bishop's High School back in the day in Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have to end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, but it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT, which is Good Morning Tobago. We're so happy that you stayed with us throughout the entire show, and we do hope that you could continue viewing our programming this morning. And as we go, we want you to have an amazing, wonderful day. And as we go, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live.
I think with this facility having been down for about 10 years or somewhere thereabout, I think it's an excellent initiative and that it was recommissioned. I was talking to one of the other educators here, and he said that it was a very good program for the students, especially at the CSEC level. So I think it's an excellent initiative, and I'm very proud of the present administration for working so feverishly and assiduously to get it back up and running.
Yes, I am very excited about the reopen of the Kendall aquatic facility. I hope to come and learn to swim properly.
I'm very excited about the reopening, and I hope to come and take swimming lessons.
The problem we had was that the leak, the facility had a leak and caused the major shutdown. So now that it is back, all the programs you see happening in the west will be in the east, and even more, because while it was down, we were planning how we're going to do a lot of things. So what you see down in the west will be up in the east.
I'm challenging you all for us to work with agencies such as the YMCA in having an even more robust and inclusive program, so that we can ensure by a defined date all of Tobago's students and young people can actually swim. You should not live on an island and not be able to swim. And with what we are seeing in terms of climate changes, what we are seeing in terms of the battle with the sea on our coasts, all of our young people from as early as possible should learn to swim.
This pool belongs to you. It is a space for your families to bond, for your communities to gather, and for individuals to focus on their health and wellness. Whether it's a child learning to swim for the very first time, an athlete training for the next level of competition, or a senior enjoying low-impact exercise, this facility caters for everyone.
Was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix, and you know whenever you see me sitting here it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. A Tobago man convicted in 2023 of raping and buggering his daughter will face a retrial after the appeal court ruled the trial judge erred. Justice Gillian Lucky, Malcolm Holdip, and Eleanor Donaldson Honeywood set aside his conviction and sentencing, granting him $100,000 bail and prohibiting contact with the victim. The 63-year-old was convicted in a judge-only trial of rape, buggery, and assault, receiving concurrent sentencing. The offences occurred in 2016. The judge ruled a retrial was fair. Lawyer Walters and Lawson represented him, while Doug Dean Jaglal represented the state. Additionally, 15 young Calypsonians will compete in the National Junior Calypso Monarch Finals on February 24th at the Grandstand Queen's Park, Savannah. They will challenge reigning monarch Nikita Thompson for her title. Among the finalists, 4 competitors from Tobago, Diashe Saul, Calais Alfred, Coquise Davidson from Bishop's High School, and Naya Arnold from Signal Hill Government Primary School. And that was all news in 90 seconds. Guys, this morning we're going to be having a number of interesting conversations, and we are going to start off those conversations by chatting with Assemblyman Natisha Panton, and she will be here very soon. So we will see you right after the break.
Energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear.
Greetings, everyone. I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Miss Women Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Miss Women Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Kalia Denum. I stand before you as Miss Jada Covington.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Kershal Pierre. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam. I am Shanicia Walker. Hi everyone. I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry.
It is an pleasant day to all.
I am Kairis Imari Manswell.
Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singway Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there. Get ready, Tobago! The Tobago Standards Showroom Warehouse Sale is on February 21st and 22nd only. From 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. we are slashing prices on everything. That's right, up to 75% off furniture, appliances, electronics, you name it. It's on sale. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Tobago Standards. Nobody beats us on price. See you there.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Now guys, we are in the full swing of the carnival season, but we are also in the season where election is fast approaching. So you should know that there's a lot that is going to be happening both during the carnival season as well as post carnival. But this morning we will be touching a bit on education, and we are going to be chatting with the Secretary for Food Security. This morning we are going a bit into agricultural education by means of TARI, which which is the Tobago Agricultural Research Institute. Now, the division has created a number of global partnerships to ensure that Tobagonians receive world-class agricultural education. And this morning, when we are having that conversation, we're going to go in depth for you to be able to find out what courses are currently available and its international level of accreditation. So the division's mandate is to allow for the seamless transition of students who are open to agriculture to understand that agriculture is also a viable field, and making those courses available right here in Tobago allows for greater access to a higher level of agricultural exposure, knowledge, and understanding. This morning, as we chat with the secretary, she is going to give us all of that information. But even before we get into that, we are in the full swing, as I indicated before, of Carnival. And if you were able to see that, Tobago Updates would have covered the B Square concert from B Mobile last night. And this is also going to be happening on the 21st of February. So you are going to be able to see a number of your favorite soca artists here in Tobago. You are going to be able to experience that for the free. The B Square concert will be continuing to take place at the Jade Monkey Bar in Crown Point. So guys, we want to make sure that you are a part of that. But this morning, as I said, we are focusing a bit on agricultural education, and we're going to have that conversation right after this break. See you soon.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Again, guys, if you missed the B Square concert last night at the Jade Monkey bar, you can go back and review that stream. And the event on the 21st is actually happening in Port of Spain. So Tobago's version of the B Square concert was last night, and that saw a number of local talent as well as some of your favorite soca artists. So that is open for you to go back right here on Tobago Updates, check out our YouTube channel as well as right on Facebook, and you will be able to see that live stream of that B Square concert courtesy B Mobile right here on Tobago Updates. So this morning, I want to take the pleasure and the privilege of introducing one of our I should say that we will give you the title this morning for most interviewed secretary. Good morning and welcome this morning. We have Natasha Charles Pantin,
Good morning.
who is the secretary for the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. As I was indicating before the break, one of the agenda that has been set by the division is to ensure that students see agriculture as being a lucrative source of income and a career path to enter into. And so because of that, TARI has embarked on a number of international partnerships with a number of international institutions to ensure that international quality standard education is brought to Tobago to make it both convenient and affordable for students. Tell us more about this.
Okay, so good morning Tobago, and let me first congratulate the Team TARI, let me call them that. This committee was led by Alicia James. She's the IT specialist at the Division of Food Security, and she was ably supported by a lot of technical officers. Yeah, so this initiative would not have been possible without all of us, participating in getting, improving the work at the Kendall Farm School. Yes, so this MOU is really with the University of Trinidad and Tobago, that's UTT, and the journey started with Dr. Ramgati and the committee. Dr. Ramgati, he also went to school with me at the Eastern Caribbean Institute of Agriculture and Forestry. And we started discussing how to improve Kendall Farm School and to have accredited courses so that students would no longer have to go to Trinidad in order to get their diplomas and degrees and so forth, right? In those days, I had to journey to Trinidad. I had to stay on campus. I was back and forth. And of course, you had to spend a lot of money to become educated here in the field of agriculture and forestry. So we now remove that element, and now you can get quality education at the Kendall Farm School in partnership with UTT. Yeah, so that's the gist of it. And it's not only diploma courses, right? You can get certificates at what level you are at, whether you want to start out and just qualify yourself in agriculture, qualify yourself in agro-processing, get a certificate in ornamental horticulture. Yeah, but and a lot of these courses are tied to grants. So once you have a certificate, you will be qualified to get a grant. And there is funding if you want to do your postgraduate studies, right? We committed to providing the funding so that you can get your postgraduate degree in agriculture, because we want to encourage people to further their studies in that area.
Excellent. And now, when we had this discussion previously, you indicated that having those international partnerships with international institutions are important. Can you tell us about what the future of those partnerships would be looking like?
It will be similar, right? We have started to have discussions with international universities, right? So the idea is to ensure that we get quality education right here in Tobago, right? So we're still in that phase, but we started with UTT. And of course, why go out there first, So we're trying to find out what's there in Trinidad. And we want to go further, not only in agriculture, forestry, and forestry-related studies, but that school is supposed to also equip Tobagonians in fisheries, for example, in coastal engineering, right? So the school, it's supposed to be a holistic school. So we're taking it step by step, but we're getting there.
Excellent. Now, tell us, when does the semester begin?
Oh, the semester began last year. This entire thing began in April 2024. And currently we have 13 students enrolled and in a 2-year diploma program. So we have started, and we have also looked at students that want to do their postgraduate degree in Tobago. So it started since last year. So this is just the formalization of the agreement with UTT and the Tobago Agricultural Research Initiative.
Right, so we have that first cohort going into year 2, and we have a new cohort that's coming in. What is the registration process, and how easy or difficult is it to get in?
The registration process began virtually, as well as we had a team going around meeting with different stakeholders and schools, right? So when the next cohort, we're open for that, then it will be posted and circulated. We will have on-spot workshops, so that people will come and register, yeah? So it take the same format, but eventually people will know that they can just come to the Kendall Farm School, newly renamed Tobago Agricultural Research Initiative, and register for any course that they see fit, right? I don't think it's difficult, because, I mean, even if you're not qualified per se, I want to say qualified, because Kendall Farm School, they have been equipping a lot of it doesn't matter what age, they have been equipping Tobagonians, but informally, right, for years. And now you have an opportunity to get a certificate. So you can start somewhere and then move over to diploma and degree, right? So it's all up to you, what you choose, yeah? But you can still get courses at in Kendall and qualify for grant funding, because the idea is to move you from one point. As I said, agriculture is a science and a business, so that's the idea. Moving you from one point to the next. Understanding the science so that we can, at a certain level, guarantee that when you get the grant funding, that you know how to use that scientific ability to ensure success in whatever field that you want to pursue.
Excellent. And so tell us, what are some of the courses that are available for the next cohort in April?
Okay, so it will be the same, courses in agriculture, courses in agro-processing, we'll have courses in ornamental horticulture, right? But if you go on the UTT website, you'll see some of these courses, specific courses that you can register for. But at Kendall, we keep advertising on the divisions page all those courses that can be done, because, we continue doing the herbs and spices, the little courses that you can get certificate. Yes, right, short courses. But if you go on UTT website, and of course, the TARI team, right? You call it the Tobago Agriculture Research Initiative, the TARI team. They will continue posting out on the TARI website. So you can visit that website and do further research into what you want to do.
Right. And when you look at what the UTT offers, is it that they have indicated directly on the website that this is also available in Tobago?
Oh, yeah, yes, they will specify. Correct. They will be lending us some of their resources, some of their lecturers, right? So it's a partnership between Tobago and Trinidad in order to equip the Tobago students with what they need in agriculture.
Who does this program truly appeal to?
This program appeals to everyone that seriously wants to pursue a career in agriculture or forestry, right? And as I said, we want to move away from that alone and move into specialized areas, because if you look at climate change, for example, you have a lot of burning issues with coastal engineering, a lot of fish issues in fisheries management. So you want to equip persons with the knowledge that they need in going forward so that we can truly adapt with the climate change issues that are affecting us and will affect us in the future.
All right, and tell us about that grant that persons are able to get once they have received the qualification from TARI.
That's the postgraduate, right? So that would be worked out eventually, right? But the Chief Secretary committed at the signing of the MOU that it is something that at an assembly level we should support, because again, agriculture is important to Tobago. We don't want that should you have a disaster in Tobago or a disaster in Trinidad that we can't help ourselves or we can't help each other. So it is an area that he intends to support seriously.
Well, we know at the beginning of this year, the Chief Secretary did set an agenda for 44 and 44.
Yes.
And how does this feed into that as it relates to the contribution of your division?
Okay, well, every division would have a priority, their priorities. And my priorities, off the top of my head, the Louisdor processing facility, right? The idea is to create spaces for local vendors. Instead of using their kitchen, they can utilize those spaces, because you want to adapt to HACCP standards and other standards, right? As well as our standards, right? In order to sell, mass produce and sell the products in this space and externally. So if you have a certificate in agro-processing, for example, it is a space that could be used, yeah? That Louisdor processing facility, and TADCO has also been working on refurbishing the packing house. So you can now go to TADCO and, purchase your cassava mash or get the service, right? Because they're setting up equipment and they currently have equipment that could assist in processing. So that black cake that you love to eat so much, right? You can now mass produce it at the packing house. So creating these processing facilities, that is an example of tying in what you get at the TARI at Kendall Farm School, and tying that into, going one step further into practicing your trade, yeah? So that is one example of how the priorities will relate to our initiatives at TARI. Mm-hmm.
And would TARI be a huge part of the World Food Day celebration this year?
Mm-hmm.
Would they be integrated into that?
Well, TARI was there last year at the World Food Day, registering persons, sensitizing persons about the new initiative. And they will be at every event doing promotion. They are actually at every, not only at World Food Day, but all those sub-events that, could accommodate that type of activity. They attended that as well. So we had a nice little thing at Kendall Farm School itself. TARI was also there, right? I remember seeing them at the cultural complex. So they are out there doing the work. They might not be as visible as I am, but once you know the sign, there's TARI, and you look at the logo, you know that is the new initiative that we are embarking on.
Right, and how does what TARI do also feed into or connect with what is happening at TAGS?
Okay, so TAGS, and that's the thing. In agriculture, we're all interconnected, right? We cannot do without each other. We have to rely on each other for success. And if you look at the direction that TAGS is heading into, looking at those different technologies as it relates to agriculture and how to improve agricultural production and fisheries management. And you have to understand that with education, technology is, you have to incorporate technology. And once TAGS, they have set up their head office at Buku, right? Right now, construction is going on, they're near completion, right? TARI and TAGS will work together in order to improve the educational delivery, whatever, happens at TARI, TAGS would be aware and vice versa. So, I mean, everything is interconnected, even TADCO, right? TADCO is interconnected with everything as it relates to the division. So I don't see that, anything that we're doing is in silos. It's impossible. And what I actually encourage all of the teams to come together and do a presentation so that they see where the gaps are and who could fill these gaps. We have done it last year. We did it yesterday, as a matter of fact. Some of the committees met. So we're moving ahead together. Yeah, so that's the idea.
All right, thank you so much. And even as we round up our discussion this morning, is there anything you want to tell Tobagonians as it relates to what is happening at the Tobago Agricultural Research Initiative?
Well, what I want to say really is that we had an industry. Somebody described it as a comatose industry. We had a totally dead industry in agriculture in Tobago, and that is what I inherited. There are a lot of infrastructural difficulties and, a lot of things non-existent. It's to have gotten to this point, I think that we did an excellent job as an assembly, right, in order to resuscitate the sector. It would not be an overnight thing. It's not like, just fixing one thing and everything is fixed. You have so many parts to fix. And with a division that doesn't have significant funding, and I shouldn't say a division, I should say an assembly that doesn't have significant funding to do a lot of things. We're trying our best. I think the public understands that the assembly is trying its best to ensure that food security remains a top priority among priorities.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you so much for your time here this morning and giving us all the information we need as it relates to everything that is happening at the Tobago Agricultural Research Initiative, which was previously the Kendall Farm School.
Kendall Farm School.
Unaware of that. So this is how the Kendall Farm School has evolved.
Yes.
And are there plans for it to possibly be a university?
Well,
in the future?
yes.
Because we hear they're talking, the conversations about having that Tobago University.
Yes. I mean, having a university, yes. But what's in a name for me? This is my personal opinion and not the opinion of the Assembly. I prefer to think about the success that would come from the institute. So if you want to name it Tobago University, whatever you want to name it, right? I'm focusing on fixing what needs to get fixed so that to ensure that people are equipped with the necessary education that they need. But I can tell you that the infrastructure at the site is being improved as we speak, right? A lot of upgrades are taking place. The current staff that are there, they're excited for the upgrades. They will not be affected in any way, but they will see a lot of improvement because what they have been doing for years, they are now seeing a positive direction and an improvement in the sector.
Excellent. But again, we want to thank you so much. And we're going to take a quick break right here. So guys, stick with us. We're going to take a break and see you soon.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passions.
Greetings, everyone. I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Miss Women Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Miss Women Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Kalia Denum. I stand before you as Miss Jada Covington.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Kershal Pierre. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam, I am Shanicia Walker.
Hi everyone,
I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry. It is an pleasant day to all. I am Caris Imari Manswell. Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singway Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there. Get ready, Tobago! The Tobago Standards Showroom Warehouse Sale is on February 21st and 22nd only. From 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. we are slashing prices on everything. That's right, up to 75% off. Furniture, appliances, electronics, you name it. It's on sale. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Tobago Standards. Nobody beats us on price. See you there.
So guys,
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the sky.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning, we continue our discussion, and we are chatting with Assemblyman Sonny Craig, who is also the Assistant Secretary in the Office of the Chief Secretary. Now, this morning, we are talking all about the island-wide removal of the Relic vehicles. Can you tell us about that this morning? Good morning, by the way.
It's a pleasant good morning. Good morning. Good morning to Tobago and Trinidad, the entire world. We have come to the point where we are recognizing some changes in the Tobago culture, historical culture. There was some definitions used to describe Tobagonians at one point that had us down as industrious people, hardworking people. But one of the things that I really cherish is that we are always considered a clean people. Persons would visit the island and they would be amazed at the level of cleanliness seen in the space. But over time, we realize that persons are being irresponsible in some areas. And one of the areas is where they dispose of the derelict vehicles. People just leave them on the side of the road to rotten down. Some just leave them because, well, they have nowhere else to put them, at least so they think. So the THA, first it was brought to my attention by the Chief Secretary, and he said we should do something about it. And what we are doing is a partnership with the owners of these vehicles. We know sometimes some of these vehicles are cherished items because they might have brought memories of a time gone by. But we are saying that once these vehicles are no longer roadworthy, persons must move them from the roadway, the thoroughfare, because they are taking up valuable space and they could become an obstacle in the sense that it could trigger an accident. So we are saying that we are going to work with persons who have these vehicles on the road to have them removed. We are advising that you could move it to your personal space, but where a space is earmarked for public use, a derelict vehicle should not be there, should not be just stored in that space. And not just on roadways, because we have noticed some put them on the edge of recreation grounds and they are being overtaken by vines. Some people use them as places to hide contraband. Fellas, young people who are in drugs, and you know, sometimes you operate on the side of the road and there's a place you could tuck away your contraband, and when persons come to buy, they go, they take out and they put back. So then they'll never have it on them. And we as a Tobago, we don't want that for the island. We don't want that kind of aura. So we're saying that beginning on the 24th, which is next Monday, we'll be embarking on a drive to clean the space of derelict vehicles in public spaces. And we have the cooperation of the police, the licensing office, and of course, we at the Department of the Environment will be leading the charge in cleaning up the space.
Right, and when you say a partnership, please explain what does that mean?
All right, partnership in the sense that this is not an adversarial campaign where we just want to take persons' prized old vehicles and throw them away. We want to give the owners an opportunity to remove them for themselves or to have the conversation with us as to what obtains with the vehicle.
Right.
So,
you said it starts on the 24th of
Yes.
February.
Mhm.
Where on the island does the actual project start?
Okay, so we're beginning at Crown Point, the Crown Point, Bonaccord, Canaan, and we're coming up, right? Bucum and Pleasant, of course, Lowlands, Lambo. We're working our way up the island, yeah?
Right. And what if someone has their vehicle parked on the roadway, they still want it, but they do not have the physical capability to move it to another location, maybe inward onto their property on their own? Is it that the THA will provide them with the assistance via wrecking services when you talk about a partnership?
Correct. And that's the conversation we want to have with those who own these vehicles. Some persons might just not have a garage to store their vehicle. And they park it there every night and they do their business and they park it there. We're not targeting those. We're targeting those vehicles that are no longer in operation. And as you're suggesting, as your question suggests, we are going to partner with you if you do not have the facility to move it. Yeah. Once that is the situation, we are going to work with you, but we want the roadways cleared of these derelict vehicles.
What about situations where you are unable to identify the vehicle's owner?
That's where the licensing office comes in. They'll be working along with us. There are ways of identifying the owner of a vehicle, but generally, once a vehicle does not have a number plate on it and it's parked it's just on the side of the road, the law gives us the right to move it. Yeah? If it has a number plate and it has been there, and sometimes you could look at a vehicle in its parked state and see that it has not moved for a long time. It's just parked there. You might see grass growing up around the wheel housing and so on. So it's just to double check maybe the number plate, chassis number if possible, and have the licensing office verify the owner of the vehicle. From that point, our staff could reach out to the person and let them know we have intention of cleaning up this vehicle. What are your plans? Yeah?
And as it comes to environmental safety and sustainability, where would the vehicles be going? And
Yeah, we have a space reserved in Studley Park where we're going to store these vehicles. We're going to stash them there basically and give the owners in some cases, because every vehicle will be moved based on some kind of merit, right? The owner will have a chance to reclaim it if he thinks, but you'll be surprised to know that some persons have given up on these vehicles and would appreciate the assistance in moving them, yeah? So then, is that every single vehicle will just be dealt with at the same level, if you understand what I'm saying, yeah?
Understood. And my follow-up question was going to be, what about persons who are into that scrap iron industry? Are they
Right.
also allowed to come and take parts of those vehicles?
That's the final part of the process, yeah? That's the final part of the process, because the Scrap Iron Dealers Association of Trinidad and Tobago wants to partner with us also for speed. But I am holding out that, because as a person who once had a car just parked up on the road and I had to get rid of it, you find every opportunity you could to sell a few parts of the car and you could make back something, because the car is an investment. It's most likely the second largest tangible investment persons will make after purchasing a home. Yeah. So you have a car on the side of the road and there are good parts on the vehicle, and you could make $1 off it. We're going to support you on that. But the end product is, if a vehicle is using up public space and it's not in use, we think, and we have the backing of the law, that we should clean them off the street.
Excellent. And again, this starts on the 24th.
It starts on the 24th and it's ongoing.
Right.
We would like to know that, well, with the carnival season coming up, intensifying, and the potential for, and the demand for more movement, that this could make the roadways even more clear and prevent any potential hazard as we go along.
Excellent. And as you indicated before, you would be partnering with the owners of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So are you open to persons also reaching out to your department to express that they do need help as well in this area? And if so, how can they get into contact with you?
There is a team that would be going out in the communities. Of course, we are also seeking the assistance of Mr. Baker or one of those advertising agencies that go around with the speakers on the vehicles to alert communities that we're coming into your area to clean up, and persons would be able to communicate with the teams as they go around from place to place, from car to car, from village to village.
Right.
Yeah?
And what do you think is very important for Tobagonians to understand about this entire initiative?
This initiative benefits the people tremendously. These cars are also one of the disadvantages is that the cars hold water in many pockets, and with the presence of insect-borne diseases, Aedes aegypti mosquitoes, they are nesting grounds. And persons should understand that in addition to the aesthetic of having a beautiful space, right, there is also the potential of preventing these diseases from festering in these vehicles. It doesn't look good. There are potential diseases. There could be an accident waiting to happen because these vehicles are parked on the side of the road. And so I'm thinking that the way we assess things as Tobagonians is a win-win for the people in the communities to come on board with us and support this program. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, we are going to wrap up here this morning. And we want to thank you so much for coming in and letting Tobagonians know that the removal of the Relic vehicles program or project is happening right here on the island of Tobago. This is an initiative that is going to be worldwide. And as indicated before, you can reach out to the division yourself if you have any questions, need assistance, or possibly have more than a vehicle. Maybe you have a van, maybe you have a truck, maybe you have one of those bigger.
Well, that's why we say vehicle and not cars, because vehicles is as wide as it could get, you know. We recently had a big truck in Montervin, but the guy moved it and we are very happy because we would have had to bring in the heavy lifters to move that one. But no vehicle should just be sleeping on the side of the road indefinitely for weeks and months and in some cases years.
But what about, I mean, I know this is a different conversation altogether, but there are persons who have those old boats and stuff parked on a piece of land. Sometimes it's even state land. How do you go about dealing with those sort of issues?
Those would be dealt with also. We didn't identify them in this campaign, but your question beckons that we should consider it more seriously because the boats hold more water than the cars. And the same point about the potential diseases and mosquitoes and so on, that holds true, even more true with the boats. So the boats definitely would be a campaign we'll consider, and it doesn't have to take a long time because when we were doing the Commonwealth Youth Games, we cleaned up a nice section of boats in Booker Point, and we had an area in the village to store them because they were using up valuable beach space. It's cultural in Tobago that boats along the beaches is normal. As you go into Charlottesville, for example, you meet boats along the beach as you drive right up along the beach as you drive in. So boats would be a campaign that is not part of this campaign, but it won't take long for that to become a reality as we press forward. Yeah.
Understood. We want to thank you so much for that this morning. And we look forward to seeing Tobago all clean and all those vehicles that tend to, disrupt traffic in those villages removed.
Yeah. Could I, we're aiming to build the greatest little island on the planet, and that's the conversation. And I want Tobagonians to understand that we can't get greatness with mediocrity. We must aim and pursue a standard that is high, a standard that is sustainable, of course. And I think that this is one step. I hope that when I return, we could continue to discuss all those different areas that we could make changes in Tobago. But I want to encourage you, Tobagonian, today to look inward, look at yourself, look at your space, look at your just start in your yard and see where we could lift the standard to bring that kind of aesthetic value that the island really could put forward. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is this a partnership as well with the Division of Health and Social Wellness?
This goes across divisions in a big way, yeah, but health will be our main partner going forward. Yeah?
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster right here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and I want to thank you.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy